Hey, good morning. There we are, just getting the angles right. And good morning. Happy April. Um, April 1st. Today is a special day in our family. We celebrate a birthday. And, that's such a sweet thing just to have these little sort of normal parts of life, even as we're adjusting. And I said yesterday, hopefully not adjusting too comfortably to this new normal. And I know for each of us, I keep saying this, but it's an up and down. It's like an everyday is something different. And I heard Glennon Doyle say this, and it was so great. She was like, and before we start our Groundhog Day. So there's that too. There's like this real basic rhythm and routine, and also there's these tiny little surprises, mostly that are internal, and so, more about our inner state. And so today's practice is an offering and an honoring of how we find a sense of groundedness, of centeredness within, and exploring the roots that are inside of us. So, not so much thinking about root in terms of root into the earth, although that is part of it, but really, where do we source our sense of being at home and at peace and at ease within ourselves? So yeah, that's the intention. That's the offering. If you'd love to just say hi and share who's here, that would be great. And if not, that's okay. I know some of you are unable to actually type in, but whoever you are out there, welcome to you. So I hope you have your tea. Let's get started. Go ahead and come to your seat. And just take a moment to set yourself up in a comfortable way. Find the sits bones grounded through your cushion or through your blanket, whatever you're sitting up on. And just bring a little bit of heat to your hands and to your legs. This little simple rubbing. Today it's chilly. It's a chilly April morning. And I'm feeling some of that, I know, in my own body. So we'll have fun warming up. So as you start to feel this little heat coming in, you can bring the palms together. And then bring your hands right into your heart space, Anjali Mudra. Let the elbows pop out a little bit to the sides. And let the breath release. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Just relax the back of your neck, gentle shifting side to side of your head till you feel like you're really resting. Head, top of the head, right over base of the pelvic floor, perineum. Feeling your shoulders resting right above your hips. Notice the difference in your right and your left hand, if one is more actively pressing than the other, and find balance between them. And then begin to find a nice, even breath. Breathe in all the way down to your base. And breathe out the crown of your head and your mouth. Just becoming attuned to the inner quality you're bringing to your practice today. Welcome whatever is here right now. emotions, thoughts, sensations. And then let's open with a simple chant, the Gayatri mantra. If you know it, join. If not, you'll learn it real soon. Taking a full breath into your base. And exhale out the mouth. And one more breath in. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuva Svaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Bowing in, and in this way welcoming yourself to this practice. If you brought an intention with you, connect with that intention. For us collectively, it is to source strength, support, and serenity from within. If that resonates with you, it's yours. And release your hands. Just bring your hands one more time to your knees, but change the crossing of your legs. And then let's just start finding connection, breath, and movement. So we're just going to exhale and round, and inhale. Arch the back. If your head wants to look up, let it look up. And just start to find the articulation through each vertebra in your spine. Start to find your Ujjayi breath. And again, you can let the hands just slide back and forth along your thighs. And next time you bring your chin up towards the sky, stay here for a moment. Nice long breath through the front line. And exhale and round, and just walk your hands forward. You can keep your sits bones rooted, palms into the earth. And then as you inhale, lift your upper arms, lift your chest, lift your gaze, look forward. And you can't see me here, but I'm going to come up onto my fingertips. So I want you to come up onto your fingertips and just imagine that your fingers are like roots, and they're drawing awareness and support up through the ground. And then walk your hands over to the right side. You're still up on your fingertips. And just start to feel how when you take that little bend at the knuckles in your fingers, you can start to source some energy up through the fingers. And now we're going to take your left hand, bring it to your right hand, and just draw it along the underside of your arm all the way to your chest. And I want us to feel this connection really intimately today between our hands and our heart. So as you inhale, slide your hand back down. And as you exhale, open it up. And each time you can go a little bit further with your left hand. And you're also using this as a way to really make some nice contact with your body. One more time. Opening it up. And then this time, just extend the arm long. You can let your gaze come back down to the earth. Or you can turn your head to look up or just see what feels good for you. Spread your wings wide, extending the arms out from the heart space. And then you can reach the arm alongside your ear. And maybe here you want to walk your right hand really so it's properly out to the side, still up on fingertips. You could even, almost like you're massaging the ground with your fingers, just kind of pull and release. You can see it brings a little bounce into my body. Pull your left elbow back. And reach it long one more time. And then bring your left fingertips down to the ground and walk your hands all the way over to the opposite side. So we'll start here, we're on the diagonal. You're extended out about the same angle as your extended knee, your left knee. And then finding that support through the fingertips, drawing up into the center of your palm, from the center of your palm all the way up the center of the arm to the heart space. And then release down. And you can follow whichever breath pattern works for you here, inhaling or exhaling to open. Just really getting familiar with this connection, this flow between hands and heart. And then last time, go ahead and just take your arm and reach it straight up. Spreading the wings wide. Feeling your breath even come into the back of your heart, between the shoulder blades. And then go ahead and slide your left hand all the way out to the side. Reach up now long, and you can come over. And again, you can see I'm really here on my fingertips, and I'm avoiding the tendency to just crash down onto the fingers, but to actually lift up and take a little bit of that massage action there. And then pulling your right arm back in space. And take it over. One more time. And feeling here, you're also being asked a lot to support yourself from the core line, which we'll get into in a moment. Right hand comes down. Walk your hands all the way forward and then come all the way back. Ooh, yeah. And just take a moment and feel what that does for the front line of your body. Yeah, for the chest, neck, head. Pull your knees together and then extend your legs out. So the legs are gonna come to the side. So the legs come straight out in front of you. And here you can pull your toes nice and wide. You're grounding through your heels, and there's a little bit of a bend at your knees. Yeah, maybe for some of you there's more of a big bend, but at least a little bit of the bend here. Hands are by your sides. Just feel again, shoulders over hips, sits bones rooted, top of the head over pelvic floor. So we're really finding this nice frame here. Now the frame is important because it's allowing us to really start to come in more subtly, to notice how energy is moving, what's happening. Good. So toes are spread wide, arms are going to reach up alongside the ears, shoulders stay down the back. And as you exhale, just fold yourself forward, land wherever you go, hands to the earth. Inhale and come right back up. Exhale, bring your hands back behind you now. Turn your fingers to face your seat and pull your feet to the ground. As you inhale, press down through your hands and feet and lift up through your hips. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, coming up, keeping that micro bend in your knees, or macro bend as the case may be. Exhale, belly scoops, fold forward. Touch your fingertips down this time. Pause here, inhale and lengthen. Bring your chest away from your thighs. Feel the space that comes into the back body. And then exhale, release, fold a little bit more. Inhale, coming all the way up, arms stay alongside your ears. Exhale, come back down, palms to the earth. Now pull your feet in, and even as you press down, I want you to feel like you can lift up through the center of your palm and the center of your feet. Come to your table. Pause here for a breath. Feel the perimeter of your hand, especially that index finger knuckle pressing, big toe mound pressing, but your inner arches and inner palms are lifting. Good, release down. One more time, take the arms up. Exhale, fold in. Fingertips to the ground. Release the head and neck. 2 big breaths here. Really into the back line, supported through the front line. My fingers and my toes are sourcing energy into the heart, into the pelvic floor. Inhale, coming up. Last time, coming back into your tabletop. So get a good base here. Give yourself a good structure. As you lift your hips, align your shoulders and hips, meaning your hips are lifted high. You don't need to look back. In fact, better to look forward for now. And find the support to rise up from the center of your palm, the center of your foot. Feel the pelvic floor slightly engage. And then press from your pelvis and your heart down through your limbs. Feel your toes and your fingertips on the earth. And then release. Slide your blanket away. Come to sit back in a boat pose. Good. Come to sit back in a boat pose here. Pull your knees in. Turn your palms face up. And here, one thing you can do instead of thinking about how much you're engaging your low belly is to notice this little divot right in the center of your palms. It's really sweet. Yeah, if you had a crystal or something, or an M&M, you could let it rest there. And then from that center, expand out through your fingers. Notice the tendency to overdo it, and see if you can just find the midline. Cross your ankles, pause for a moment, sit up nice and tall. So obviously we're playing a lot with this today. Yeah, relationship center of palm. We're gonna investigate our feet a little bit too. Go ahead, come back one more time. See if you can hug knees in towards chest. If you can find the length by sourcing from your limbs into your center. So feel the arms come into the shoulder sockets. Feel the hollowing of your armpits. Good. And cross your ankles the other way. Yeah? And just notice maybe a little heat comes into your body. Find your breath. Let's try it one more time. This time we're going to go for straight legs. Okay? So we're going to squeeze into the center. That helps a lot. And then we're going to extend the legs out. But instead of just this perfunctory extension, I want it to come from your root, from your base. Okay? From your root chakra, we might say. And so you're feeling a little bit of lift through the pelvic floor, and you're feeling the support from your toes drawing all the way through your legs. From the center of your arches, all the way through your legs. Yeah? And release it. This time, cross your ankles, walk yourself back, downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, you can bend and straighten one leg at a time. And you can play here with also lifting your toes. So play with lifting your toes and really working on the ball of the big and little toe. And then as you start to feel the backs of the legs release a bit, find your hands on the earth. And again, source that support from the center of your palm. Pull up into the heart space. You can massage a little bit the ground, just like we did earlier, with your fingertips and your toes. Just little pulsations of energy coming up into the pelvic floor and into the heart. And on your next inhale breath, roll yourself slowly forward into plank pose. Knees to the earth, lower all the way down. Cobra. And downward facing dog. And follow your breath through this flow several more times. Having an awareness of the support of hands and feet. As always, moving with your breath rhythm. Feel free to keep your knees lifted. And when we slow it down, we have a little more time to feel, to really become aware of the quality and the source of our support. Well, let's stay in downward facing dog. And let's bring our feet together so your big toe mounds touch. Lift and spread your toes. Reach long through your spine. And then as you lower your heels down a bit, feel that scoop in the belly. Lift your left leg. Reach it straight back behind you as you drop the right heel towards the ground. And then exhale and step that foot through. Just coming to a high lunge here. And in your high lunge, if your fingertips don't touch down to the ground, grab some blocks. Today we're going to work a bit more on fingertips. So you're, again, just finding that little pulse through your fingers. Avoid the tendency to just press down on your fingers. So lifting up, sourcing from the center of your feet all the way to the pelvic floor. Feels like you're closing a pair of scissors with your legs. It's that same action. Lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, step your back foot forward. Come to your Uttanasana. This time, reach your hands back behind you, interlace, or hook your thumbs. Take the arms up and overhead. Release through the top of your head. Release your neck and your jaw. And again, as the fingers spread wide, if your thumbs are hooked, you're expanding from the center of the palm outwards. Release hands down towards the earth, and let's step the left foot back. Fingers are framing your front foot. And you can just find that little pulse action. So subtle. Feel how you're sourcing from the edge to the center. Good. And then go ahead and step your right foot back to the sky. Down dog split here. What happens when you press out through the sole of your foot? And then when you draw from the sole of your foot back in. Bring your foot all the way down. Shift forward, plank pose. In your plank pose, bring your knees down. And let's kickstand the right foot out to the side. Line up the right hand and the foot, left leg extended out. Now here, you can be up on your palm. So that's one option. You can also lift up onto your fingertips. It's going to require a little bit more energy, but it's going to really get you that sense of drawing from the center all the way to the heart. Take your left arm up overhead. You're reaching through the outer edge of your left foot, and then you can make this really nice long line. Pull the low ribs in and breathe into the back ribs as you turn and look up towards the sky. Find this support of lifting up. If it becomes too much on the fingers, just come down to your palm and then lift your left leg. From here, we're going to exhale and bring it in. You remember this. Inhale and take it long. Exhale and inhale. And one more time, bring it in. Hold here. Good. Feel here the pelvic floor engaged, Mula Bandha, for those of you that that word means something. It's just a simple lift in the pelvic floor. And then release it long. Bring your hands down to the mat. Tuck your left toes under. Take your right leg up to the sky. Reach it long, but stay connected. And then pull that knee into your chest. Feel the support from center of the palm to the heart to hold yourself here. There we go, belly back. Inhale. Exhale, touch your right elbow. Inhale. And exhale, touch your left elbow. Now here, extend that right leg out. Extending your right leg out, start to turn your hips towards the earth. Sourcing support from center of palm, from center of foot. And then bring one more time your left foot all the way to the ground. You might slide your right hand just so it's really in line with your right foot and take your left arm up. Okay, now here, you are going to be on your palm. You are going to be on your palm. And then we're just going to play and see what happens when you start to pull that right foot back towards you. Maybe it lifts up. If it does lift up and you have the space to grab it, go ahead and grab the outer edge of your foot. If you don't quite have that space, you can try a strap, or even better, just play with how does it work to lift that foot. Where am I lifting from? And can you lift from your center? All right, let's release it. Come back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. And lower yourself down to the earth. Cobra pose. And downward facing dog. Good. One more time, plank pose. Knees down. Kickstand your left foot. Yeah, and I'm gonna just switch so I'm not backwards the whole time. So left foot, kickstands to the side. Line up left palm, left knee, right foot. So we just begin here. Whoops, and actually I want to be on my fingertips on the left side for this one. Finding that outer edge of the right foot plugged in, and then spreading your wings from your center, from your heart space, from the space between your shoulder blades. And just feel the difference here between when you reach from your fingers out and when you reach from your heart out. Do you feel the difference? And take that arm alongside your ear. What's the difference between just reaching through the outer edge of your foot, as I first instructed, or reaching out from your pelvis, from your outer hip all the way down? Lift your right leg, and let's try. So we're slowing it down, finding one side is shakier than the other, maybe you too. Then we're gonna hold it in. And as you make that connection of elbow to knee, you'll become aware of your pelvic floor. And you can source support from your base all the way up through the crown. Good. Inhale, one more time, reach it super long. Bring your right hand down, place your left palm, tuck your right toes, and take that left leg back for down dog split. Find the breath, and then exhale, pull knee to nose. Inhale to take it back. Exhale, touch the same side and hold here. Support, and bring it back. And then last time, bring your elbow right over to your knee and extend that leg straight out. Here, you want to have your left hand and your right foot in line, palm on the earth, but sourcing from the center of your palm all the way up. Just start here. Well, you know what? Come back down. I wanted us to be here for just a sec. Oops. Both hands on the ground. Left leg is extended. What I want us to feel here is how we can scissor our legs together and really get aware of your inner thigh. And then you can source from your center of your extended foot all the way up into your pelvis. Now place the left hand. Turn the right foot down. There we go. Remember, you're extending all the way through the outer edge of your hip, all the way from the pelvis. Heart expands the arms. And then we can play with lifting up this left leg. And see if you can just let it hover and find length on that left side. Maybe you reach around and find the outer edge of your foot. And if you do make contact, let it be a loop that connects the heart, the base, the hand, and the foot. Maybe some of you find you take it up a little higher, just feel what's your place. And then slowly release it out. Take downward facing dog. Shift forward plank. Lower down, maybe upward dog. And downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Come all the way. Not loving my outfit choice today. Come all the way into your forward fold, Uttanasana. And then reach your hands back. And one more time, hook your thumbs. Try to do it the other way or interlace fingers the other way. Find the weight really centered through your feet. Grounding through the big and little toe, the inner and outer heel. Top of the head releases here. And release your hands to your hips. On your inhale breath, lengthen and rise. And come all the way up to stand. Good. Just pause for a moment in Tadasana. You can turn one heel in and then out again to measure the distance. And maybe bring your hands right into your pelvis with the thumbs touching beneath your navel and the index fingers touching right on the pubic mound. Just let your eyes close for a moment. Feel again this structure, this frame. Shoulders over your hips. Top of the head over base of the pelvic floor. Feel your feet on the earth and then start to, without lifting your toes, lift the center of your foot, really especially right in the arch. Feel that draw all the way up through the center of your legs, right into the base of your pelvis. Keep your arms like this, hands like this, and as you inhale, take your arms out, forward, and overhead. Good. Open your arms up wide, spread the hands wide apart in a nice big V. And then as you exhale, bring your palms together, bend your knees, offer your heart fold forward. Bring your thighs and your chest to touch. Let your knees bend as much as they need. Wrap hands around, find the backs of your shins or your ankles, let your head release. So keep the knees bent, keep the thighs and the belly, chest connected. Inhale, you can lengthen your spine by pulling up a little bit on the backs of your legs. And then exhale, fold in. Stay here with your body, bring your fingertips to the ground now. Inhale, lengthen, keep connected. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Walk your hands just a little bit forward. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Bring your knee down. Keep back toes tucked. Inhale and rise up into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Just hug the outer hips. Feel that source from the center of your feet to the center of your pelvis. And exhale, bring the hands down. This time I want you to stay on your fingertips. Lift your back leg, come back into downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, feel like you're really using the roots of your fingers to draw all the way up into your heart space. Inhale, try shifting forward to plank pose. Again, if it's too much, go to your palms. Exhale and come back. Let's step the left foot forward. What you're gonna love here, if you're on your fingertips, is the space you get to move your foot forward. Inhale, coming up into your Anjaneyasana. Feel the support coming in. And exhale, bringing your hands down. Lift your back leg, step your back leg forward. Fold in. Measure the distance between your feet, have enough space. Reach your hands back. Release top of the head. Slide your hands up to your hips. Inhale, and come all the way back up. Nice. Find your hands again right at your pelvis in that little diamond shape, squeezing everything in. And inhale, reach it up. Exhale, palms together, dive forward. Find the connection of chest, belly, thighs, fingertips to the earth. Inhale to lengthen. And let's step that right foot back. Back knee down, this time lengthen your toes. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Lift your back leg and come back, down dog. You can be on your fingertips here. Inhale, shift forward, plank. And keep your legs active, keep your arms active, and just start to take a little dip. Just dropping a bit the pelvis. See how that feels for your low back. You're super supported on your front. And then come back. Look forward and step your right foot. Feel all that space you have. Yeah, for those of us for whom it's difficult to get the foot forward, sometimes this is a really nice way to practice up on your fingertips. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming back down with the hands. Lift your back leg. Use the support of your inner arches to draw your legs together. Slow-mo, fold forward. This time, as you bring your hands back behind you, maybe you have the space to cross your left hand behind your left calf and over to your right shin. And to take your right hand behind your right calf and over to your left shin. Maybe you have the space, maybe you don't. If you do have that space and you want to find your armpits on top of your knees, that's a really nice way to close in the circuit of energy flowing through the body. Release your head. Breathe into the back body. And feel that little lift through the center of your foot. Release your hands to your hips. And inhale and come all the way up. Good. Pause in your Tadasana for a moment. Okay. Nice. So we're going to take a little bit of a funky sun citation. And this comes from a practice, a style of yoga called Katonda, of which I have had a little bit of intro and incorporate a lot in my own practice. So gratitude to that lineage and those teachers who are sharing it. I'm going to give you a little taste. And some of you know this because we do it in class sometimes. So we're going to start with our feet wide. We're going to bring our hands right to the low base. And of course, there's a little twist on it. In fact, I'm going to just adjust this. There we go. Hi, Alex. Hi, Emma. You guys will remember this. We haven't done it in a while, though. So start with your feet, hip distance, support through the legs, as always. Support through the breath. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, dive yourself forward. Fingertips to the earth. Inhale, take a long spine. Keep connection with your belly and thighs. And then take your left foot, step it to the right edge of your mat, right back edge of your mat. Walk your right foot over towards your left hand. Already it's funky, yeah? Bring your back knee down. Just pause here. I want you to feel from the earth, you're drawing that support up, back toes can stay tucked for now. Nice. And then stay up on your fingertips. Stay up on your fingertips. Lift your back leg. Step your right foot to the left corner of your mat. So your legs are crossed up high. Good. You can stay on your fingertips. If you need to come onto your palms, come onto your palms. And now take yourself forward into your plank pose. Into your plank pose. Really lengthening through the tailbone towards your heels. And then bring it back. Take your back leg, this is your left foot, bring it all the way around towards your right hand. Bring your back knee down and just pause here. See how that feels. Outer hips moving towards each other. Alex, for you, just being mindful about the width of your feet, yeah, for your hips. Keeping that support. Lift your back leg and step your back foot forward. Fingers can come forward to support you. Try to make it slow to begin. Cross right leg behind left. The outer edge of your feet should be parallel. Your toes are not gripping the ground. They're softly planted there. Where you're lifting or where you're drawing support is from underneath your foot, right in the arches to the center. Coming all the way up, you can slide your hands along the sides of your body. Take your arms all the way up overhead in a nice big V. Exhale, bring your hands down for a moment. I'm just going to turn so you see me. Yeah? So it really is like this. Your feet really are crossed, left leg in front, and you can bring your hands right into that space. And just take a moment and feel here the source of support you have. Shoulders over hips. Pelvic floor underneath crown of head. Heart right in the center of it all. Nice. Let's flow with it, okay? We'll take it slow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale to fold forward. You're bending your knees. Back knee moving towards front knee also bent. Inhale up to fingertips. Use blocks if you can't touch the ground here. And step your right foot back. Walk your hands back to frame your front foot. Knee comes down. From here, source support from the base. Come all the way up with your arms. Let the shoulders drop and expand from the center of your chest, through the arms, through the center of the palms to the fingertips. Exhale, hands down. This time we're going to come onto our palms. We're going to give our fingers a little break. Lift your back knee and cross your left foot in front. So you're going to cross down dog. Have a bend through both knees. Get the cross as high as you can on your legs. And inhale, shift forward, plank pose. Press your bottom leg, it's now your left leg up into your top leg, and square your hips forward. Good. You can feel that you might want to dip your pelvis towards the ground, but you're going to be really supported by strong arms and strong legs. Reach yourself back into your down dog, and take your back leg, it's your right leg, bring it all the way around. Cross it towards your left hand, back knee down, toes stay tucked. Source from base, extend and expand. Good, steady limbs, steady breath. Exhale, hands come down. Lift your back leg. You can be on your fingertips now here, and source from the center. Bring your back foot forward. So you have your left leg behind your right. Release through the top of your head. Ground evenly through your feet. Feel the center of your foot rise up. You can even bring your hands to your legs just to remind you to source that power all the way up through the base. Take it all the way up the sides of the body. Arms extend overhead. Look up. Exhale and release. Inhale, float up. Exhale, fold forward, fingertips to the earth, long spine. Inhale, left foot to the right edge of your mat. Knee down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the earth, lift your back leg, cross your right in front of your left, downward dog. Feel the connection through your legs, and where your legs make contact, Reinforce that point and then lower the hips down as the heart comes forward. Keep reaching back through your heels. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your back leg, left foot comes forward to the right edge of your mat. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands down. Lift your back leg. Cross it back, behind, left behind right. Here, inhale. Just find some length. Notice if your right or left side is more dominant here. Even it out. And then sliding hands up the legs. Sides of the body coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do it one more time, okay? Rise up. Fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Right foot to the left edge of your mat. Coming up. Coming down. Downward facing dog, left in front of right. Source from the center of your palms here. Let your heart extend because you're supported through your back leg. Downward facing dog. Right leg, to the left. Rising up. Hands to the earth, up on your fingertips now. Back leg lifts. Squeeze the legs towards each other to come to your fold. Inhale, and slide. Sweep to touch yourself here. And release. Uncross your legs now. Just come to straight up Tadasana. Just take a moment and check in and see how that feels. Again, finding shoulders, hips, top of the head, pelvic floor, heart, hands, perineum, feet, arches, all these little touchstones. Grab down through your left leg. Take your right leg, cross it over, eagle pose. We're not done with crossing. Good. And then see if you can bring your hands to your hips and just feel that your hips can very subtly shift until they're going in the same direction. Start to lengthen the sacrum and lengthen your sternum away from your belly button. You can cross opposite arms, so it would be left arm on top of right. Find that frame in your body. Feel the support that comes when you hug into your center. Fold in, elbows touch knees. Gaze moves down towards the earth. Remember, if balance is a challenge, you can always have a block to balance your foot. In this case, your right foot. And inhale, come back up. Nice. On your exhale, we're going to do that wonderful, fun unfolding where we release it all out. The slower, the better. Let's try the other side. Right foot is your balancing foot. Left knee lifts up, and then the whole thing crosses over. Okay. Maybe your right foot hooks back, maybe not. You see how it is for your knee. Find your hips, find your shoulders. So find this frame. And within the frame, then start to articulate smallest movements to really bring yourself into a sense of being rooted, of being grounded, of being in your center. Arms coming in if they haven't yet. Exhale, breath to fold in. What is the relationship of your breath to your brain right now? And by slowing down your breath, can you slow down your brain? Inhale and rise back up to Garudasana Eagle. And then come all the way out. Whew, and it can be super slow here. Nice, yeah? Good. Take your feet wide. Please. Nice. Starting with a little bit of opening for the inner thighs. We've given a lot of love to the inner thighs today, mostly just through our awareness of this line from your inner arch all the way up to your inner thigh, connecting into your pelvic floor. And I say this in class sometimes, feel free to get friendly with yourself, yeah? To really find where is the perineum, yeah? And that relationship of crown to base. Take your arms out wide, we're coming into Virabhadrasana 2. And you can find here your inner arches, and really from the inner arch, trace to the inside of your foot. So really the center of your foot. Feel that come all the way up in. And then straighten your front leg, reach back into reverse. You can turn your palm to face behind you. You can feel again that extension from heart to hand. Inhale to come back, warrior 2, and then find side angle pose. Elbow can come on top of knee, or if possible, extend the arms away from one another. Feel that support from center here. And just take some breaths to really invite your body in. Release your right hand, bring it right to your low belly here. Feel that support. And then take your left hand, reach it back, turn the palm face up on your right hip. Release one more time, right hand to the ground. Now left hand to the ground, lift your back heel. Come up onto the fingertips of your left hand. Take your right hand and turn it up to the sky, a little twist. Exhale, hands come back to the center. Turn your back toes down. Once more, warrior 2. Inhale to straighten that front leg. And switch sides. Left toes out, right toes in. Bending through front knee, warrior 2. And remember your back toes can be just slightly turned in. And enjoy some moments just to settle in, to source from the center. And then to take front leg straight, reverse. And here the fingers are really light on your back leg. Inhaling, coming back into your warrior 2, and then we'll find Parsva Konasana, your version, either elbow to knee. If you're able to manage with your elbow pressing up against your knee here, to the inside, you'll also enjoy that experience of heart to hands, heart to hands. And you can enjoy it in any variation, but this really, I think, gives a beautiful expression, and it invites us to really find our support from our center. For sure, there's an anchoring from the earth. But what we have the opportunity to do is to plug ourselves in, to really feel like how you can source from the earth energy, from the ground. Bring it into yourself, and from there, you can bring your hand to your low belly. From there, we find center, we find that peace that we're seeking in the Gayatri Mantra. Release your left hand down, fingertips. Right hand can come down too as you lift your back heel. Take the left fingers up to the sky. Release it back down. Back heel down. I know it's a long hold. Yeah? There's a lot of fire in my body right now. What about yours? What do you do when you feel the fire inside? What do you do? I'm curious. My practice right now is to simply feel it. Whew. Not to act, but just to feel it. Coming halfway forward. Can you be halfway forward with your wings spread wide? Lengthening from crown to tail, tail to crown. Notice what allows you to be here. Is it just your mind? Are you just forcing yourself here? It's not going to let you stay here for very long. Very nicely. Reach your hands back, interlace fingers, fold in. Top of the head towards the earth. Just let the head and neck release, bringing some cooling breaths. You can exhale out your mouth if you need to. Super important to keep that sense of support through the muscles of your legs. And then release the hands down to the earth. Bring your palms right underneath your shoulders, your wrists rather right underneath your shoulders, really. But feel that you can draw that awareness from center of palms up into heart and then soften a bit your chest. Feeling shoulder blades come onto the back. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look a little bit forward. Let's take a couple of Shakti kicks. You can jump to center and out. Trying to jump on your exhale. Nice. Should we do it one more time? Let's jump back into center. And come to land. So good. Bring your knees down. Keep your toes tucked. I swear I can work this into any practice. I know we almost got away without doing it, but you know, what a bummer. Good. Take a sip of tea if you need one. I do. All right. I'd love to give us a chance to go upside down. And we've been playing a lot with L pose, which is just right for today, for our practice. So as you come into your L pose, remember to measure yourself out with your, I'll show you in a sec, for those of you that are watching later and don't know. But in L pose, I want us to really play and bring our attention to this center of your palm. So this place where if you turn your palm up, you could hold a little crystal or an M&M or whatever as some small object. This is where we're going to source the support all the way up through the straws, the roots of your arms, right into this heart space, which is not just on the front. So when I say heart space, I mean, not our physical beating heart, right? But I'm turning the side so you can see it's the front and the back. It's right in between the crown and the head and the pelvic floor, really the center, okay? So that there, we're not only pressing into the ground through the perimeter of the palms and the fingertips, but we're harnessing that earth energy within ourselves, which is our bones, Our bones are earth. Yeah? So arms are straight, and this is allowing you to really keep it connected. Same goes for your legs. Yeah, and now I think you've had a good long time here. You are really starting to open up and release and feel, especially if you're doing this frequently. Alex and Katya, if you're here, this center of your foot. Yeah. So, L pose. If you need to shake out tops of your feet, go for it. L pose. Sit up against a wall. Extend your legs out. Take a block or a blanket or a pen, just something that you can use to measure where your feet are. Come around. Hands go right where your feet were. Downward facing dog. And then walking up the wall. And once you're here, now is your chance. You're strong to play. Look back at your feet. Feel that you can draw. I'm going to come down so I can talk to you while you're doing it. Feel that you can draw from the center of your feet back through your legs into the pelvic floor. Feel that you can draw from the center of your palms up through your arms into the heart center. If it's in your practice and you're feeling steady here, to take one leg up and reach towards the sky, go for it. It's going straight up, one line. Yeah? Take the curves out. Your spine is supported by your breath, by the scooping, the supporting of the low belly. Breath is coming into the back of your ribs. If you're still up there and you're ready to come down, take child's pose. Don't you love the quiet that comes after the effort? Is there some part of your body right now that's speaking to you? Can you listen? This is part of growing roots within, is turning our inner attention, our ears inside, and really listening. What is the body, the breath, the wisdom part of you saying? Go ahead and join me in a seat with some sort of support for your hips. So a block, a blanket rolled up, sitting in Virasana, knees together, heels come to the outside edge of your hips. If that's uncomfortable for you, go ahead and sit in Vajrasana, simply sitting on your heels, maybe with a blanket between your bum and your heels. Okay? Let's go ahead and take the arms out wide. We've done a lot here, so we're going to bring it in, get a little closure. We're going to cross the left elbow on top of the right, and just reach back around, give yourself a hug. Depending on the length of your arms, you might find your fingers can come right beneath your shoulder blades, or kind of right to the inside of your shoulder blades. And you can give yourself a little rub. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Squeeze through the legs towards one another. Drop your tailbone, your sits bones towards your block. And then take the arms all the way up. Let them expand here. Grab hold of your elbows. Take a nice long breath in and lengthen. And then exhale and release your left hand from your right elbow. Keep pressing the palm up or down, rather, into the elbow up into the palm. Release your right hand now. Come all the way back around. And maybe your fingers find each other. If they don't, use a strap or just come back hand on palm. Breathe into your back ribs. Become aware of that frame of shoulders and hips, base and crown. In the center of the frame is the center of your heart. Observe what's happening here. For some of you, it will feel good to fold forward. Keep your sits bones heavy. Inhale to come up and exhale to release. Just let your hands rest by your sides for a moment. And then let's give ourselves a hug. Right arm on top of left. So where do we seek a sense of home, a sense of security? At a time when certainty feels in short supply. I mean, it always is, but now we really see it. Where do we look for a sense of safety? Are you noticing, you can bring your arms up, are you noticing some of your patterns of seeking security and safety and a sense of being at home? And maybe some ways that aren't really serving you. Amy in her class yesterday spoke about letting go of patterns that are no longer serving. Maybe you have some. Maybe. Release your right arm. Well, welcome to the club. And so, can we observe and be with those patterns and really hug and hold ourselves there? Release your left hand. Find your fingers. So it's one thing to observe. It's another thing entirely to embrace and to let go. And so you're invited to first do this work of just coming home to yourself. This is a lifetime of work. This is a lifetime of practice. As you exhale, maybe you fold forward, and maybe it's just a little ways. Maybe it's here. The tops of your feet are engaged. Maybe for some of us, there's space to come all the way in. But really listen, like, is it appropriate, or where is it appropriate for your body to rest, to be? And it might be very different on your two sides. Maybe if you just wait for a few breaths in one place, you'll find your way in. And inhale, coming all the way back up. Oh, exhale. And maybe sit. All right, let's go ahead and come all the way up off the block. Take one last long, luxurious downward facing dog. Find all the places where you're feeling connection. So connecting both with what you're touching on the external part of your body and within. And come all the way back down to the ground on your belly. Bend your right knee. Reach back and find the top of your foot here. Press through the top of your left foot, and then you can either keep your hand right by your chest, elbow bent, or you can take the arm long. As you inhale, rise up. If your arm is long here, guess what? It can be up on your fingertips. Knee is still rooted towards the earth, and foot and hand are pressing against one another. Good. You can pull your heel in towards your seat. Give a little squeeze here. And then let's bring the palm down and just roll onto your left side. Roll onto your left side. So you're in a little bit of a balance here. Pull your knees together. There we go. Whoa. If you find the balance is hard, I know on one of my hips, this one, I really struggle, you can bend your left knee a little bit. And then release, bring that foot back behind you here. Bring the foot back behind you. And so you're just resting on your left side. Right knee is pressing into the ground. Take your right arm and reach it alongside your ear. You can pull or bring the fingers around your right wrist and then just lengthen. Feel the breath come into the back body, low belly towards spine. Go ahead and bring your right hand to the ground. You can bring your right foot just to touch your left inner thigh and roll all the way back as though you were in a tree pose. As though you're in a tree pose. Bring your arms out into cactus and just turn and look at your right hand. Turn and look at your right hand. Breath into the back body. And then release, just sliding that right leg all the way down. And slide your right arm out in front. Bend your left knee, reach back, find the top of your foot. You can be up here on your fingertips, sourcing into the heart space. There we go. Turn your armpit in towards your heart. Play with pressing the foot away from you. And then drawing the heel in close. Roll to the right. See if you can find your balance here. Knees connected towards one another. That one little spot. And then release. Bring your left foot to the ground. So your knees pointing out to the sky. Foot is in pretty close to you. Left arm is extending alongside the ear. Right thumb and index finger connect around left wrist to lengthen out. And you can just invite the left knee to open to the side. Keep the whole sole of your foot rooted here. Breathe into the back line of your body. And then release your hand. Bring your foot to the left foot to the inner right thigh. And slowly, that wasn't so slow there, roll yourself down to tree pose on your belly. Turn your head to the side, to the left, and rest. And here, you're active with your foot and your thigh, so they're pressing in towards one another. And then slide that left leg all the way down. This time, bend both knees, reach back, find the tops of your feet with your hands. Pause with your forehead on the ground. And just have an awareness of hands and feet connecting, of the heart and the hips, pelvis connecting. Squeeze your hip bones towards one another. Lengthen and breathe into the back of your body as the chest rises. as the hands and the feet press against one another. You can lift your knees if that's appropriate for you, for your low back. And feel the support to rise up, coming from the connection within yourself. Slowly release down. Hands can come out to the sides. Just pause and breathe into your belly. And feel free to take Dhanurasana bow pose one more time. Perhaps for some of you, you'll find your ankles with your feet flexed. If you're working with your feet flexed, this is also a great opportunity to really become aware again of the center of your arches, the connection to your pelvic floor. Move in with your breath. Lower down with ease and awareness. Turn your head to the opposite side. And if it would feel good to you to shift your hips side to side, go for it. Bring your palms by your chest. Just press yourself up and back into child's pose. Toes can touch, your seat can come towards your heels. Forehead reaches down to the earth. Lift your hands, but keep your elbows down, and just bring your hands one on top of the other, right at the base of your neck. If you'd love a little massage here, offer yourself one. Or just let your hands rest quietly. Inhaling, and slowly come all the way up. Good. Let's find a seat here. Just take a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana, and then we'll come to lay down. Oh, good. Good. So go ahead, find your seat. Start a small fire with the plant. If you have something warm to put on, I recommend doing that. And with our Nadi Shodhana today, we can incorporate a little bit of kumbhaka, the root block, or just a hold, a retention, which will ask us to also include Mula Bandha, root block. So we'll take a couple rounds of Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. And then if you would like, especially if you're not menstruating, not pregnant, probably digested any food you ate previously, but just that your belly feels quite empty, okay? And we'll incorporate the hold on the inhale. I'll walk you through it, okay? So getting your hands ready, your right hand for Nadi Shodhana, bringing the first finger and the second finger, middle finger, to the base of your right palm. Ring finger to the left nostril, thumb to the right nostril. Breathe in and out of both nostrils as you find that frame, shoulders, hips, base, crown. Always beginning with an exhale breath out completely. Both nostrils close, your right nostril, inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. And close and exhale left. And continue for a few rounds with your own rhythm. Always switching on the exhale. And now next time you inhale, at the end of your inhale, hold or close both nostrils. Lift the pelvic floor. Hold the breath in for up to 3 counts. And then exhale out the opposite nostril. Inhale. At the end of your inhale, close both nostrils, pelvic floor lifts. Breath is held out for 3 counts. And then release out the opposite nostril, retaining a little bit of tone throughout the practice of the pelvic floor Mula Bandha. You can continue with your own rhythm. If at any point you feel stressed, whether in the body or the mind, by holding your breath or by the practice at all, just come back either to simply Ujjayi or Nadi Shodhana without retention. Next time you exhale on the left side, you'll let your hand release. Just bring both hands to rest. And keep the awareness within. Bring it into the heart center. And notice the quality, breath, thought, sensation. Very gradually begin to let your eyes open, feel softly, taking in the space. Come to lie down on your back, please. Have a blanket handy. As you come to lie down, you can stretch your arms long, you can stretch your legs long. And exhale, bring everything in. Give yourself a good squeeze. Take your knees wide. Take either half or full happy baby. So full being holding the outer edge or big toes of both feet. Half being one at a time. Whichever is appropriate for you. And here, you might, again, just have that awareness. hands and feet, connecting to heart, to pelvic center. It feels good to rock, rock. If you're doing half happy baby, make sure you switch. And for these last few breaths, just become very still. See if you can find an even flow of breath and awareness between the right and left sides of your body, between the hips and the shoulders, the heart, and the base. Release your legs, place your feet on the ground, shift your hips over to the right side, and either take your knees just to the left, or if you want maybe a little deeper twist, just cross the right knee over the left. You can bring your arms into cactus or extended. You may prefer to have the blanket underneath your knees for support. Oh, yes. Enjoy breath in the sides and backs of your ribs. And come back into your center. If your knees are not crossed, please cross them now with your right on top of your left. And just bring your knees in for a little squeeze here. You can slide your hands to your ankles and flex your feet and just gently move the feet away from one another. So you're in a supine Gomukhasana. Keep the backs of the shoulders on the earth. And then release it and switch sides. So either taking the twist with legs crossed or uncrossed, seat comes over to the left, knees come over to the right. Blanket for support as needed. Enjoy the breath on the back line. The face is soft, throat is relaxed. And come back into the center. And Gomukhasana. Just feel here where the legs connect. This is such a point of support. These points of resistance, which actually allow for the opening. Go ahead and release. Any last little nourishment you need for yourself? Katya, if you're here, what comes to me, what I know I would love right now is just to take the knees over and take a reverse Paschimottanasana with knees coming towards armpits. And I've got the blanket there just to support my seat. There is no pressure whatsoever on the neck. A little bit of a rub for the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet. And just stay with your gaze fixed between your calves. You may find that the tops of your feet move towards the earth, but there's still no pressure whatsoever on your neck. This is so, so great for your nervous system. You may find that you can take that cross that we did a long time ago in Uttanasana with your forearms going behind your calves and your hands coming to the shins. Your armpits and knees can be connected here as well. And then you can slowly release out of it. If you have a blanket or pillow underneath your back, just move it and slowly release yourself down. Come into Shavasana. As you settle into your Shavasana, just take whatever support you need. And that includes taking several deep breaths. Bring your attention to your breath, your natural breath. And without shifting anything, begin to notice the beginning of your breath. Where does the breath begin? And drop any sense of what you think the right answer is. There isn't one. This is an inquiry, an opportunity to get to know yourself. As you start to become perhaps aware of how the breath begins. And start to follow each inhale, lengthening it, and enjoying the release of your exhale. Make any little movements in your body that connect you back into this present moment. Take your time to transition back to a seat. And as you arrive in your seat, bring your palms together. Bow in slightly and bring your soft gaze to your hands. See if you notice that natural space between your hands where we've been bringing so much attention today. And in that little space, you can sense the seed of your intention. Maybe it's the one you've been working with for the past weeks. Maybe it's the intention we brought to our practice today to source rootedness from within. And some of you have a sankalpa that you work with over months, over years, over a lifetime. And know that in this little space, in your hands, so intimately connected with your heart, you are holding, containing, nourishing those seeds. And that each effort we make, whether it's through a full practice like today, or through simply bringing attention to each moment, which is not such a simple practice. Through every effort that we make, we are cultivating and creating our inner and our outer reality. So as you notice how you feel right now, you can offer gratitude. Offer gratitude for your own showing up for yourself and for everyone, whether we're here live or you're coming later to meet yourself, to meet each other in this sacred space. To our teachers, to our families, our communities, all the external places we source support, we give thanks. And that we may contribute ourselves to this beautiful network Let's just close with our voices. We'll chant the Shanti Path mantra just once. Breathe in, breathe out. Om Masato Masat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityurma Mritam Gamaya Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Feeling except for a few little spiels today, a little more quiet. Oh, hey Rory, I'm glad you were here. It's funny, this was supposed to be a shorter practice. Gonna go bake a cake now. It's so nice to feel that we can still share this space as always. Tomorrow, rise and shine. 7, you're welcome, Emma. 7:30. And perhaps some shorter practices coming. We'll see. We'll see. I send you all a big hug and stay in touch.